Alright guys, let's play with some meat today. Alright guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button and notification button. Comment down below for me. Share with your friends and family. Enjoy the video. Alright, so today we are making Italian beef so that we don't have to go to Chicago to go eat it. I think that's fair. So let's get started. So this is basically a crock pot recipe per se. And so we're gonna kind of do this. So the nice thing is it'll all be in one pot and you don't have to dirty a bunch of dishes. So I got my crock pot. And here I have about a nice 3.5 pound, I have a nice 3-pound chuck roast. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that there isn't any like oxidation spots or any nasty looking fat or loose fat or whatever. Trim it up. But this one looks pretty good. So we are just going to salt and pepper both sides and put it in our crock pot, and then we'll add everything else. So now, fun little fact, when you're doing this, you can actually sear this ahead of time if you would like. It adds a little bit more flavor to it, but what I find that when it comes to a crock pot type recipe, it's not the end of the world if you do or don't. It's nice, but if you don't have time or you don't feel like dirtying a bunch of dishes, then just throwing it all in the crock pot and letting it go. There's nothing wrong with that. Plus, we're not in Chicago, so who's to judge? All right, so now that we have that in our crock pot, let's add the good stuff. So I have here about 2 cups of Italian dressing, okay? And then it's kind of hard to find, or at least it was for me. I don't understand why. But you want a nice jar of hot giardiniera. Now I love giardiniera, I really do. That's why I swear there's some Italian in my blood somewhere and I just don't know where, but I love giardiniera, I really do. But I get the hot stuff, you can get the mild stuff. I do know that the mild stuff, most of the time, or at least like the good stuff, you have to chop it yourself, which is fine. But again, just letting you know that it's a little extra work, but mild is fine if you don't like super spicy. And it won't necessarily be super spicy because it's cooking down, and it's going to be watered down with beef, with broth and this Italian dressing. So it won't be too bad, but preference, I like the hot stuff. If you don't like the hot stuff, then use the mild stuff. Mild stuff's fine too. But giardiniera, when I pour the juice and everything in there, it's the best part about Italian beef. Is the smells and aromas. It's I love it. And I have made this particular recipe once before, but I didn't video it. Now I'm videoing it for you guys, so yeah. Next we're gonna add a jar of hot banana peppers. Again, you can use mild banana peppers. This is a preference for me. I like the hot stuff. We're gonna add a quart of beef broth, okay? And then we are gonna cover that, and we are going to let this go on high for at least 6 hours on your crock pot. At least 6. If you need to go longer, but with chuck roast, it takes some time, but there is enough vinegar in here to help break it down quite a bit. So 6 hours should be solid, but at least 6 hours for this. So 6 hours on high in your crock pot. We'll see you in 6 hours. All right, so quick update. We have at least another hour or so, but I tell you what, the house smells really good. It looks really good. And it looks really, really good too. But while we wait, we are going to make kind of a pepper mix, I guess. But let's do that while we wait. All right, so this is just as simple as adding 1 jar of banana peppers and 1 jar of giardiniera. And then I got a small sauce pot. And all we're gonna do is leave this on low and just kind of let it do its thing. We're just gonna let this go low for the rest of the hour that the meat has, and then we'll have a nice thick kind of pepper mix, and it'll be delicious and awesome and amazing, and yeah. All right, let's assemble a sandwich. So real quick, I just want to show you what the meat looks like. It's going to be very, very tender. Let's put together a sandwich. So here I got some French bread. They just happen to have these kinds of loaves. If they have small like Italian like hoagie rolls or something like that, you can do that as well. Or even like ciabatta or something like that. The ideal bread is like a French and Italian loaf, but this is what I could find and it looks nice. So we're gonna cut these, okay? I'm just cutting this enough to open it up. I got my plate, and then I got some provolone cheese. And then next, I'm gonna put my meat on, and then I'm gonna put my hot pepper mix on. And it doesn't hurt if you get a little bit of the peppers from in here. Look at that meat, wow. It's hot. Okay, then we're gonna add our hot pepper mix. Now comes the fun part. This is where things get a little exciting. So we're gonna take this sandwich, We're gonna fold it in half the best we can, okay? And then we're gonna take the whole thing and we're gonna dunk it in the juice. And then if you want, it's called the knife and fork job. So you can take this and you can ladle some of the juice over top of this. The Italian beef dip sandwich. Let's try this out. All right, I'm gonna try and eat this like a sandwich. It's probably not gonna go over very well, but that's okay. Wow, that is messy, that is tender. The beef is amazing. Wow. The bread soaks up the beef juice, basically, the au jus, real well. So instead of that dry, not really dry, crusty bread, but like you're sitting there chewing it for a little bit, this, when you soak it, no, that's not a thing anymore. It's not soggy, but it's definitely not like hard and crusty kind of thing. You actually, you know, you're not making a bigger mess than you actually need to. And the provolone's provolone. When I dipped it in the au jus, it melts pretty quick because it's very hot. Yeah, I hope Chicago tastes like this. I'm sure it tastes better than this, but I hope it tastes like this. Well, I don't really want to put this down, but I should. This is such a mess. I don't really care. And the nice thing is, other than the extra peppers that you put on, there isn't a strong vinegar to it, which is nice because it has a little bit of sourness to it, but it's not like, it doesn't make your teeth hurt, if that makes sense. But this is a mess. This is delicious. The hot peppers are the hot peppers. I like it a little more spicy, but you are not doing this right if you're not making a mess. Well, I'm pretty sure you need a towel after eating something like that. But there you have it, guys. Italian beef dip. If you like this video, again, make sure you share it with your friends and family. As always, peace out, guys.